Hello folks, quick video. I'm just thinking about delusion and the fact of people being deluded about thinking that they are something that they're not, and how this is such a common thing. Think about it in the world. You have people in the world who believe that they will be the next big, or the next big. If they can just get to Hollywood, then they'll be the next, Sean Connery or that sort of thing. And in most cases, they're completely wrong. And you watch programs like X Factor, you get people going on there who truly believe they can sing. And they're absolutely awful. But because mummy and daddy have been telling them, oh, go for it, oh, you're really good, oh, you're wonderful. Just let the world hear you, and they've gone down to a local community centre where everyone supported them, and even though they've been absolutely awful, they've got a nice round of applause because people want to be encouraging. Then they go onto national TV and they're shown up as being absolutely tone deaf. And they wonder why. They wonder why people are now viewing them as tone deaf. That's gonna be the case in church as well. Yeah, when they finally understand where they are, when they finally get to see who they are, they're going to be saying to God, but I believed that I was there. I believed that I was in a position where you could use me. I believed I was doing really well. I believed that I was honouring you in what I was doing. Yeah? And that's because of the encouragement that's been shared, isn't it, really? Got thumper upstairs. It's the same earlier, I think. Whoever's walking around upstairs, I think they must weigh about 20 tonne. Thump, 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 thump. But that's common. When you've got someone upstairs and the soundproofing is 0, you're going to get that, yeah. But yeah, so look at that point of the delusion is common, really common all through the world. You've got people who just think, oh, but if I just... No. I've had it myself. Yeah, thinking back to when I was a kid, if I'd just been spotted playing football, maybe I could have been... No, I couldn't. I wasn't that good. I've done videos saying if I'd just been spotted, then maybe I could. No, that's the point. I couldn't. I didn't train at that level. Even as a kid, I didn't train at that level. I mean, could I have been a damn sight better had I had proper coaching? Yes. But I didn't train at that level, so therefore, chances are I wouldn't have been spotted. And if I had been, chances are I couldn't have done it. Yeah. Because that's the thing, especially if you're talking about, going out in front of 30,000 fans. No, that's a whole different thing completely. Playing football, sort of training with a team, that's one thing. Going out in front of all the fans, that's a whole different thing. You've got to perform in front of all these people. Yeah, and of course, if you suffer from nerves, that's going to have an impact. But when people dream and say, "Oh, but if only, I could have been," no, you couldn't. Probably not. No. Right, here's you probably couldn't, but they go on with that delusion through their life of missed opportunity. Whether it be one thing or another. You've got a load of groups, bands who, they do local music in local bars and stuff like that, and a lot of them do think that if they just get spotted, that they could be the next, the next big thing. Will they be? No. No, most won't be, not in any way, shape or form. They just don't have the anything like what it's going to take to do that. But there's an awful lot of people in groups that believe that they could be spotted. Yeah. There's an awful lot of people who do amateur dramatics thinking that they're a big, great actress or actor. And they're not. Delusion is common. Delusion is commonplace. It's that whole point of, well, as I said before, with regards to the church, it's the same thing in society. People want to get the rewards. People want a nice house. They want all that money. They want the nice cars. They want the nice holidays. Yeah, because they got talent, rather than because they're willing to go to work and do a hefty shift. Well, it's like in football. Yeah, you got. I say about all these young players. If young players are paid a huge amount of money in a club, generally speaking, they don't work. They don't put the effort in to become that top player now, because of the fact, why would they? Yeah, you've rewarded them already. You've rewarded them without them actually doing anything. Why would they ever do anything now? Yeah? But that's why, in church, the understanding has to be corrected to an understanding of you are not going to be used in ministry just because you're old or just because you've been at the church for years. If you're the person that God wants to use, you'll be used. If you're in a position where God can use you, then it's up to God to use you. You need to go to Him. Don't be expecting to be used. Just because you're there, or just because of the fact, as I say, working on the door doesn't mean that you should be going up doing ministry. Doing the teas and coffees doesn't mean that you're part of the healing ministry because you do the teas and coffees. It doesn't mean you're not, but it doesn't mean you are. But as I say, there's this whole delusion of church that we're in a better position than where we are, and that we don't need to really hunker down and spend some serious amount of time with God, listening to Him and getting from Him what we need to do to get this situation right. Because the thing of it is, as I say, you're only going to do that if you realise just how badly positioned you are. Well, for example, if you're a group, a band, and you're getting gigs, you won't necessarily, and some of them this is the case, you don't necessarily put in the hours of practice because you're getting gigs and you just turn up and you play. The only time you're going to start to work on it is when you're not getting gigs anymore and you're being told because you sound awful. Only when you're told you sound awful are you going to start making the effort to train more, to get better instruments. Yeah. Would you put the work in if you think you're good enough? No. Generally speaking, people don't, do they? No. Not if they pretty much think they're there already. So, yeah. Understanding of where you are, and sometimes being told, like even if you are a band, sometimes being rudely told you sound awful, that could be the best thing and the thing you need to hear to get yourself to where you need to be. And that's exactly the same with the church. No difference at all. The same level of delusion that's in society is in the church. In some circumstances, the same way of fixing it would apply. But again, the way of fixing it will be different to each person and each situation. And that's why, as I say, we need to be guided by Father in doing that, because, yeah, if we try and deal with a situation based upon our limited understanding of it, we're going to muck up big time. And we're not going to help people by mucking up big time all the time. We need to be led and guided. That's the only way. We need God to lead us out of delusion and into truth and reality and into Him. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Indeed. Have a wonderful week ahead, and yeah, be blessed. Be blessed in your relationship with God. You take care. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.